The internet is on fire again, and this time it's not about a breakup, a fight, or another Blueface arrest. This time, the story hits darker, dirtier, and way more personal. Because Jason Lee just went on a scorched earth rant against Chrisean rock, accusing her of hiding something that has the entire industry whispering behind closed doors. It all started when rumors exploded online that Baby Jr., Chrisean's infant son, had allegedly tested positive for chlamydia, a horrifying, unconfirmed claim that instantly divided social media. Fans were in shock, others refused to believe it, and Jason Lee, well, he leaned in hard. During his live segment on Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored, Jason dropped what he called the real receipts. They don't want public. With that signature smirk, he stared straight into the camera and said, "I've been quiet long enough. But if you're gonna play victim while your baby's out here in danger, somebody's gotta say it." The studio went silent. Then he started scrolling through screenshots, alleged DMs, doctor notes, and private messages that he claimed came from inside Chrisean's own circle. "This isn't gossip," he said. "This is negligence." And just like that, the internet detonated. Within minutes. Hashtag Chrisean exposed trended worldwide. Instagram lives went nuclear. TikTok threads flooded with speculation and fake leaked reports. Blueface's name started trending again. Not for music, not for controversy, but for allegedly knowing about the infection weeks before anyone else. But here's where it gets wild. People who tuned into Jason's live claimed his feed suddenly glitched mid-sentence, showing a blurred document with Chrisean's name and a red stamp that read confidential DPH case file. Seconds later, it vanished. Was it a setup? A hack? Or did Jason really have access to something that was never meant to go public? Whatever the truth is, Jason Lee just lit a fire that the internet can't put out, and Chrisean rock might be about to face the ugliest backlash of her career. Because if these receipts are real, this isn't drama anymore. It's devastation. Before Jason Lee turned Hollywood's gossip circuit into a live courtroom, before hashtags like #ProtectJunior and #ChrisEan accountability took over every platform, the story of Chrisean rock and her baby boy Jr. was already a digital powder keg waiting to explode. For months, fans have watched Chrisean's motherhood unfold on Instagram Live like an unfiltered reality show, raw, chaotic, emotional, and sometimes heartbreaking. Every diaper change, every fight, every argument with Blueface made it to social media in real time. And for a while, that unfiltered honesty made her relatable. People loved her transparency. She was the girl who'd been broken, bruised, broadcasted to the world, and somehow still smiled through the chaos. But the internet's love for Chrisean has always come with a warning label. Her relationship with Blueface, toxic, explosive, and often violent, turned her from a fan favorite to one of the most controversial women in hip-hop. Every breakup, every hospital visit, every bruised photo came with millions of comments dissecting her next move. And when she gave birth to Junior in 2023, the entire industry seemed to hold its breath, wondering if motherhood would finally bring peace to the madness. For a while, it did. The clips of Chrisean cradling her son went viral. Fans called her a warrior. She posted heartfelt captions about redemption, God, and breaking generational curses. But behind the curated posts were disturbing whispers, rumors of neglect, medical visits, and strange inconsistencies that only the gossip insiders were hearing. Enter Jason Lee. If there's one man who knows how to weaponize a rumor into a movement, it's him. The founder of Hollywood Unlocked, Jason built an empire off secrets the industry tried to bury. He's the man who broke the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj feud, the Kanye West meltdowns, and the Tory Lanez trial leaks. But this was darker. Because this wasn't about music or fame. This was about a baby. According to Jason, he started receiving anonymous messages 2 weeks before his viral live. Screenshots, voice notes, and alleged medical information from someone claiming to work in a Los Angeles health department. The messages suggested that baby Junior had been tested for an infection, typically transmitted sexually, and that the case had quietly triggered an internal investigation. At first, Jason didn't believe it. "People send me fake stuff all the time," he said on his podcast. But this one, the timestamps matched. The names were spelled right. It was too specific. Still, he sat on it until Chrisean went live on Instagram again, ranting about Blueface and posting what fans said looked like hospital paperwork in the background. Within hours, screen recordings surfaced and people started zooming in, finding what they believed to be patient labels. One Twitter user wrote, "Why does it say JR Culture test pending?" That was all it took. Jason Lee went live. He opened his show not with music or fanfare, but with a single, chilling line, "We need to talk about what everyone's afraid to say, because a child's health isn't a PR stunt." Its producers begged him not to do it. Sources warned him the information was sensitive, possibly illegal to discuss. But Jason claimed he wasn't breaking the story for clout. He was doing it for accountability. "If you want to be a public mother, be one responsibly," he said. "But you don't get to hide when it gets messy." He then started scrolling through what he claimed were official communications between health officials. Blurred screenshots, blurred names, but one phrase stood out clearly. Visible for only half a second before his screen went black. "Positive culture." Source identified as maternal. Viewers gasped. The chat exploded. Jason froze for a moment, muttering, "That wasn't supposed to pop up." Before cutting to a break. Within minutes, thousands of people were screen recording, rewinding, and analyzing every frame. Some argued the documents were fabricated. Others swore the formatting looked authentic. One medical professional tweeted, "If this is real, he's showing HIPAA-protected data. That's a felony." But by the time the dust settled, it didn't matter whether it was real. The damage was done. The internet's collapsed into chaos. TikTokers began dissecting every piece of Chrisean's past. Clips of her screaming at hospital staff resurfaced. Screenshots of old tweets about God's protection were twisted into evidence. Someone even claimed to have leaked private audio of Blueface on the phone, saying they're trying to blame her for something she didn't do. Fans turned into detectives. Haters turned into prosecutors. And suddenly, Chrisean wasn't just a celebrity, she was a case file. Even more disturbing were the fake accounts pretending to be hospital employees, claiming insider info. One viral post read, "Confidentially speaking, the baby's test triggered a mandatory report. They're investigating both parents." There was no proof, no verification. But the world believed it anyway. The industry goes silent. Other celebrities didn't know what to do. Cardi B tweeted and deleted if this story's true. "Social media should be ashamed," Summer Walker wrote. "Y'all gotta stop playing with that baby's name." But Jason doubled down. The next night, he uploaded a follow-up titled "The Receipts They Can't Delete." And this time, he came with audio. He claimed it was a recorded phone call between someone in Chrisean's circle and an unnamed medical contact. The voice on the tape said, "They're trying to keep it out of the system because they know if it goes public, it's over for her." Fans went ballistic. Even though the voice wasn't verified, the sound of it, calm, clinical. Anonymous felt damning. Jason ended that episode with a final line that burned across the internet. "If she doesn't speak up soon, I will." By the next morning, Chrisean Rock's Instagram was wiped clean. No posts, no stories, no lives. Just one cryptic caption she left before deleting everything. "They won't break me." But behind the scenes, it was already breaking. Rumors of a subpoena against Jason, leaked texts between Chrisean and her PR team, fans tracking her last sighting in LA, and through it all, one chilling question echoed through every post, every podcast, every comment section. If Jason Lee was lying, why wasn't Chrisean saying anything? And if he was telling the truth, why was everyone trying so hard to shut him up? Because the next revelation, the one Jason teased but never aired, was the kind that could destroy careers, families, and reputations in seconds. And it wasn't just about an infection anymore. It was about who really knew. When Jason Lee said he had more receipts coming, nobody thought he meant this. What started as gossip had mutated into an allowed war, a war between social media, the press, and a terrified young mother whose every move was being dissected like evidence in a public trial by sunrise. Jason's next live stream announcement had already gone viral. The title alone sent chills across the internet. The Chrisean Files, what they don't want you to hear. Within seconds of going live, over 500,000 viewers were watching. Instagram couldn't handle the traffic. TikTok accounts began restreaming his feed. YouTube flooded with mirror links, just in case the video got taken down. The world was waiting to see what Jason would say next, and who he was about to expose. He opened calmly, sipping water like a man about to deliver a sermon. "You all saw what I showed yesterday," he said. "But what I didn't tell you, what I couldn't tell you, is that I've been contacted by someone who says this isn't just about Chrisean or Junior. It's about a cover-up. Or Junior. It's about a cover-up." The chat exploded. Jason's tone shifted. There's a reason the health department didn't make that case public. There's a reason every reporter who's tried to write about it suddenly went silent. I'm not talking about gossip pages. I'm talking about official media outlets who were told to drop it because this involves somebody way higher up. He leaned closer to the mic, his voice low. A certain network executive allegedly told producers to kill the story because it would make too many people look bad. But guess what? I don't answer to them. And then he played the audio dot. At first, it was muffled, the sound of someone talking quietly in what seemed like a car. A man's voice, calm and serious. "They're saying the baby's test came back positive. It's gonna blow up if the public sees it. We have to make sure it never hits the media system. You know what to do?" Jason paused the clip. "Now, I can't legally name this person," he said, "but this was sent to me by someone in her camp. And let's just say, it matches the voice of someone who's been trying to manage her image." Viewers went into detective mode instantly. "He's talking about Whack 100. One commenter typed, "No, that's Blueface's manager." Wrote another, "He means Zeus Network." But Jason didn't confirm. He just smiled and said, "All I'll say is this, money makes secrets disappear and the internet brings them back." Then he dropped the real bombshell. "I have the lab documents. The real ones. And if the lawyers keep threatening me, I'll release every page." The screen went black for a moment, and then flashed an image that looked like a medical report. The name was blurred, but the birth date and patient initials JRK were visible. The words "infectious culture positive" appeared briefly before Jason pulled it down. "That's all you're getting," he said, "because now they're watching me." Within minutes, chaos erupted. Screenshots of the live spread faster than wildfire. Everyone had an opinion. Some fans screamed that Jason was a monster for violating privacy laws. Others called him a hero for protecting that child. But one thing became clear. Jason Lee had crossed a line, because just 10 minutes after his live ended, he went silent. Completely silent. The vanishing feed his account was deactivated. Hollywood Unlock's Instagram went dark. His YouTube channel displayed an error message reading, "This content has been restricted due to ongoing legal review." The rumor mill kicked into overdrive. People speculated that Chrisean's legal team had issued a gag order. Others claimed the police had seized his equipment. But the most disturbing theory came from fans who said they saw his live glitch out right before the end. One viewer posted a screen recording showing Jason looking off camera, saying, "Wait, who's knocking on my door?" Then the stream cut, within an hour. Hashtag "Where is Jason Lee" was trending worldwide. That's when TMZ dropped their exclusive. According to them, Jason Lee's office in Los Angeles had been raided by the LAPD's cybercrimes unit after an unauthorized access complaint was filed by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. Allegedly, someone had leaked medical information connected to a minor, and Jason was under investigation for unlawful possession of protected data. But TMZ's report didn't mention what insiders were saying. That the leak might not have come from Jason at all. It might have come from inside the department. A whistleblower identified only as E sent anonymous messages to several media outlets claiming that Chrisean's baby had indeed tested positive, but that someone close to her had begged officials to keep it off public record. There's more going on, E wrote. This wasn't an accident. It was preventable, and they knew. That single sentence was enough to turn the internet into a frenzy. People demanded answers. Fans spammed Chrisean's page. Blueface's name started trending again, with thousands accusing him of being responsible. He responded within hours on X, formerly Twitter, "That baby's fine. Stop believing that fat man," all cap. Y'all weird for talking about a child? But Jason, or whoever had access to his account, fired back on threads with a cryptic message that made everyone's blood run cold. You can delete posts. You can't delete evidence. Then, a few hours later, an audio clip leaked online, allegedly from Jason's voice memo app. It was short, shaky, and terrifying. They told me not to say it, that there's more to this than an infection, that it's connected to a drug the baby was exposed to in utero, something they can't explain. They're covering static. Then, silence. The unthinkable happens that night. Chrisean went live for the first time since everything broke. Her face looked tired, her voice trembling. "Y'all really out here talking about my baby like that?" she said, tears streaming down her face. "You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what that man did to me. Jason Lee lying. He evil. And if something happened, it wasn't my fault." The comments were brutal. Thousands of people spammed her with snake emojis, calling her a liar. Others begged her to show proof, to explain. But halfway through her live, something eerie happened. The screen glitched. The audio distorted, and a robotic-sounding voice overlapped hers for a split second, repeating one line, "Case file, active." The live cut out immediately. When she returned a few minutes later, visibly shaken, she whispered, "Somebody hacked my phone." But the damage was done. The glitch had already been screen recorded and reposted everywhere. Conspiracy accounts claimed the Department of Public Health was monitoring her phone. Others said Jason Lee was trying to scare her into silence. And then came the twist nobody saw coming. The Hollywood Day's unlocked website updated itself without Jason's team touching it. A new article appeared at the top of the homepage. No byline, no timestamp, no source. Just a title, Case 7A source verified. The article's body was a single sentence. The truth was never leaked. It was released. Then the site crashed. Everywhere you looked, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, one phrase dominated the feed. Who's really behind Case 7A? And that's when people started whispering that Jason Lee didn't upload the documents, someone else did. Someone who wanted this story out not for clicks, not for drama, but for exposure. And that someone might still be watching, because hours later, Jason's Instagram reactivated, but this time, the profile picture wasn't his face. It was baby JR's hospital, WRISTBAND. By the next morning, KS had turned into hysteria. Jason Lee's reactivated account now, showing nothing but baby JR's wristband, wasn't just eerie. It was a signal. Everyone could feel it. Something had shifted. The internet didn't sleep that night. Millions of people kept refreshing Jason's page, terrified of what might appear next. At exactly 3:03 a.m., it did. A single story post went live. No caption, no tags. Just a black background with white text that read, Case 7A, Mother denies, Father knows. Then a blurred image flashed half a second long. Forensic social media analysts froze it, enhanced it, and what they found blew everything wide open. It was a photo of an email chain. The sender's name was hidden, but the subject line read, Pending DPH file, confidential maternal exposure record. And the recipient. A corporate domain belonging to Zeus Network. The same network that had turned on Chrisean and Blueface's relationship into reality TV gold. The Zeus connection within hours. Insiders started leaking. A Zeus production assistant hiding behind a burner account claimed the network had been sitting on footage from a hospital shoot months earlier. They filmed everything, the source wrote. Blue, Chrisean, the nurses, even the baby crying. They weren't supposed to release it, but they were told to hold it for leverage. That one post detonated the internet. People started tagging Zeus's executives nonstop, demanding answers, threatening boycotts. Then suddenly a voice note surfaced on X from a woman claiming to have worked in Zeus post-production. Her trembling voice whispered, "They told us to delete anything showing the word culture. They said if the public saw it, show would get shut down for good." She paused, but Jason had copies. He was working on a deal to air the truth himself. That revelation hit like a bombshell. Suddenly, Jason wasn't just a gossip blogger anymore. He was a man sitting on evidence that could expose an entire entertainment empire. The network Retaliation hours later. Zeus Network CEO Lemuel Plummer broke his silence. In a live stream that felt less like PR and more like panic, he said, "These rumors are disgusting. We love Chrisean, and we'd never exploit her child for content. Anyone saying otherwise is lying for clout." But while Lemuel was speaking, viewers noticed something strange. A flicker behind him, a reflection in the office glass. For just 2 frames, the outline of a hospital monitor appeared behind his chair. Zoomed-in footage revealed a blurred screen displaying a patient file labeled Rock Jr. Positive Culture. K7A. The chat exploded. "He's lying." That's the file Jason had. They filmed everything. The live stream ended abruptly, and within 20 minutes, Jason's account posted again. This time, a 10-second clip. Grainy, dark, but unmistakable. A baby monitor. A faint beeping sound, and someone's voice distorted, crying softly. "Please don't take him. Please." The clip ended with the words, "Redacted by Zeus." The backdoor audio file then came the leak that no one could explain. A digital forensics group called Media Vault claimed they'd recovered an audio file embedded inside Jason's original livestream metadata that had been hidden within his upload. The file name, junior_exposure_transcript.mp4a. When decrypted, it played a series of overlapping voices, medical jargon, panic, crying. A doctor saying, "The culture confirms exposure. It's maternal." Then another voice, softer, pleading, "We can fix this, just don't let them find out." Experts verified the authenticity of the recording's acoustics. It wasn't AI generated. It was real. But the worst part, the voices matched known samples of Chrisean Rock and Blueface. That night, Blueface broke his silence again, this time from jail, posting through his team. "They trying to frame me and her. This, the devil's work, FR. Jason doing this for clicks. Y'all don't know what's really going on?" But as he spoke, fans noticed something chilling. His post's timestamp matched the same minute Jason's news story appeared. A photo of a handwritten note, allegedly from an anonymous source inside the LA County DPH. "We didn't leak it. Someone higher up told us to delete the file and walk away." This goes deeper than Chrisean. K7A isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a pattern. The note was signed with 3 initials, M.R.G. No one knew who that was, but within minutes, conspiracy accounts had theories. "Mr. G stands for Medical Records Group," one said. "No, it's a doctor," another argued. "It's the person Jason was protecting." The chatter grew louder. The Jason files emerged then, out of nowhere. An entire Google Drive link appeared in Jason Lee's bio. The title, K7A Archive. It contained 47 files. PDFs, voice notes, redacted screenshots, even video fragments. But before anyone could open them, the drive was locked. Then a news story post appeared on Jason's account, flashing for just 1 second before disappearing. "They got me." But it's too late. People panicked. Was Jason okay? Was he in hiding? Or had someone taken over his accounts? Hours later, the drive link was replaced with a chilling message. Junior protected. CASE closed. The next morning, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health released an official statement saying, "No ongoing investigation exists regarding the health of any child associated with Ms. Rock. Any leaked materials are fraudulent and digitally altered." But social media didn't believe them, because at that exact same hour, a Reddit user posted a file allegedly retrieved from the original drive before it was locked. It was a photo of a hospital form showing the same case number Jason had posted. Case 7A exposure confirmed. And scribbled in handwriting at the bottom of the page were 3 words that turned the internet upside down. Jason was right. The industry freezes suddenly. Everyone went quiet. Celebrities who had defended Chrisean deleted their tweets. Influencers who mocked Jason scrubbed their comments. No one wanted to touch the story anymore. Even gossip sites that thrive on controversy stopped covering it. The Shade Room, Baller Alerts, and No Jumper all silent. Then, as if on cue, Chrisean posted one final live. Her eyes were swollen. Her voice was raw. "You think y'all know everything? You don't. They lying on me. They lying on my baby. But one day, y'all gonna see why I couldn't say nothing? I'm scared too." Then, through muffled sobs, she said something that sent chills across the internet. It ain't Jason you should be scared of. It's who gave him that file. The live ended instantly, and at 3:03 a.m. the next morning, the same cursed hour every major twist had, dropped the internet blacked. Out for exactly 3 minutes when it came back. Jason Lee's verified account was gone, not suspended, not deleted, gone. But somehow, one story from his page remained frozen in Instagram's back-end cache, visible only through developer tools. It contained no image, no video, just a sentence. Case 7A reopened. Underneath, a timestamp read 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 0 seconds. And for the first time in this entire saga, even Jason's enemies started whispering the same question. If Jason didn't upload that post, who did? By sunrise, the phrase Case 7A reopened had consumed the internet. Every platform from Instagram to Reddit was flooded with speculation. Nobody knew who reactivated Jason Lee's post. But everyone agreed on one thing. Someone, somewhere, was controlling the story. What had started as a messy gossip, scandal about Chrisean Rock, had evolved into something far more sinister. A battle between truth, reputation, and power. And this time, the entire industry was scared to pick a side. The internet's BRAKDOWN by 8 a.m. Hashtag Case7A had over 100 million views on TikTok. Some creators were posting emotional breakdowns claiming to have seen extra footage before Jason's account vanished. One viral video showed a girl sobbing as she described a hidden clip she swore was in Jason's archive. There was a video of Chrisean screaming, and a nurse saying it's already in his system. Then it cuts off. "I saw it before it disappeared." No one could verify the clip. But that didn't stop the internet from turning it into gospel. Twitter was even worse. Thread after thread accused Zeus network of burying medical evidence. One tweet with over 1 million likes read, "If Jason was lying, they'd sue him. If he's gone, they're hiding something." Others started targeting Blueface directly. Fans flooded his DMs with messages calling him a monster and the real source. Blueface never one to back down, clapped back in a live stream from jail. "Y'all so dumb. Ain't nobody hiding nothing. Y'all think Jason's some kind of savior? He lying for clicks. My son's good. I seen the tests." But his defiance only made things worse. Within minutes, users were circulating what they claimed was an old text exchange between Blueface and an unknown contact. Allegedly dated 2 weeks before Jason's first leak. The message read, "Blueface. They said they can fix it if I keep quiet. Unknown. It's already reported. Don't say nothing online." The screenshots looked authentic enough to convince even skeptics, until fact-checkers discovered the metadata was wiped clean. Still, the seed was planted. The world no longer cared about truth. It cared about belief. Celebrities picked side ES that same afternoon. The celebrity ecosystem cracked wide open. Nicki Minaj tweeted, "Protect the baby. Stop chasing clout with a child's name. I don't care who leaked what. This ain't journalism. This is evil." Cardi B, minutes later, posted her own response on Threads. "Everybody want to act righteous now, but y'all was reposting the lives. Don't play dumb." The two posts instantly reignited their feud. But this time, it wasn't about rap. It was about accountability. Meanwhile, Amber Rose appeared on the Jason Lee Show archives, an older pre-recorded episode that suddenly resurfaced on YouTube with no warning. The timing was suspicious. In it, Amber told Jason, "You've got to stop playing with people's lives. Jay, one day, that truth you chasing gonna find you." Fans took it as prophecy. Even Meek Mill chimed in, tweeting, "They said Jason gone. If that's true, they did that man dirty. He knew too much." The comment got deleted within minutes. Then, out of nowhere, Candace Owens, yes, Candace Owens posted a cryptic X thread implying that the Jason Lee controversy was connected to a larger industry cover-up about child neglect cases involving reality show participants. She ended her thread with one chilling sentence: "There's a list, and this case isn't the first." Her post was shared 10 million times, and suddenly, Jason Lee's name wasn't trending anymore. The trend was #TheList. The network PNEs sighed the entertainment industry. Panic turned to silence. Sources claimed Zeus Network held an emergency legal meeting to discuss containment strategy. Emails allegedly leaked from staff described heavy NDA enforcement and digital scrub operations. Then TMZ, who'd originally dismissed Jason's claims, published a quiet update buried beneath celebrity fluff. A senior official from the Los Angeles Department of Public Health has been placed on administrative leave pending investigation into unauthorized data sharing. Fans immediately made the connection. That official, they believed, was Jason's anonymous whistleblower. It confirmed everyone's worst fear. This wasn't just gossip. Someone had actually leaked classified health information, but then things got darker. A group of Reddit users uncovered that multiple journalists who'd covered the story were suddenly deleting their accounts. One reporter from Rolling Stone tweeted, "We were told to drop Case 7A coverage. They said it's being handled higher up. I'm done with this industry." Within minutes, her account disappeared. That same night, Jason Lee's verified checkmark returned on Instagram. But under a new handle, at Case7A_archive, there were no posts, no followers, and no following. Just a single bio line. The truth never dies. Within hours, the account had 1 million followers. The fans fight back across TikTok. Creators began organizing a digital campaign to free the truth. They started a movement called #JusticeForGR, demanding transparency from both Zeus Network and public health officials. Thousands of people flooded LA County's official website with emails and calls, asking for confirmation that baby Junior was safe. When the department released a vague statement that the child in question is in stable condition, it only fueled more suspicion. Fan accounts started posting wild theories that Jason had been silenced, that the list Candace Owens mentioned included more reality TV stars, that there was a coordinated industry-wide operation to bury abuse scandals. But among the chaos, one post stood out: a quiet video, uploaded by an anonymous account titled "The Real Jason." Message: the video was dark, grainy, but the voice sounded unmistakably like Jason Lee's. "If you're seeing this, it means they got to me. But don't stop talking. They can scrub names, they can delete accounts, but they can't erase the file. It's still out there. Keep watching 303. That's when the uploads happen. The video ended with static, within minutes. The account was banned, but the clip had already spread to every corner of the internet. The echo, 03:03 that night. Millions of people stayed awake waiting for 3:03 a.m. just to see if anything would happen. And something did. Every screen, phones, TVs, tablets flickered once. Then a notification appeared on select devices. With no app source, no sender name, just 5 words. Case 7A, file unlocked. Screens went black when they lit back up. Jason Lee's face appeared, frozen, pixelated, and faintly smiling. He didn't speak, but a caption scrolled slowly beneath his image. The truth has a heartbeat. And then the timestamp. 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds. After that, nothing, no explanation. No confirmation, only silence. But the next morning, a few users discovered something that made the internet collectively shudder. When they tried to play Jason's old live stream recordings, the files wouldn't open. Instead, they all displayed the same warning text. In white against a black screen, reopening case 7A. Stand by for phase 2. And that's when everyone realized this wasn't over. Not even close. Because Jason Lee's voice wasn't gone. It was uploading the night after the mysterious phase 2. Message appeared. The digital world entered uncharted territory. Phones wouldn't shut off, live feeds flickered like they were possessed. And anyone who tried to download Jason Lee's missing files said their screens froze with a strange static pulse that made the speakers hum exactly at 3:03 a.m. It wasn't a coincidence anymore. It was a pattern. And what happened next made it clear that Case 7A wasn't just about Chrisean, Jason, or even Junior. It was about control. The second Zeus allot precisely 3:03 the following night. The internet pulsed again, but this time, it wasn't subtle. Thousands of users across the world captured the same phenomenon. Their phone screens lighting up with a new push notification that didn't come from any app, carrier, or website. It read, Case 7A confirmed truth ready. Then a video began to play, black background, faint breathing, and a distorted voice that every viewer recognized instantly. Jason Lee, you thought they deleted me, he whispered. But they can't delete what's already uploaded. I didn't expose Chrisean. I exposed them, he continued, his tone calm but chillingly deliberate. The file wasn't about infection. It was about testing. They'd been running experiments using influencer pregnancies as cover stories, tracking exposure, outcomes, behavior. JR was one of dozens. The internet erupted. Jason leaned closer into the camera. You think this is about one baby? Wake up. They turned him into a symbol. Every time you said his name, every time you posted about him, you fed their algorithm. They're using the outrage to train it. That's why they called it Case 7A, a 4 activation. Then the feed glitched violently, cutting to a grainy image of a hospital corridor. For half a second, a figure appeared at the end of the hallway. A woman holding a baby. Walking toward the camera, her face was obscured, but her voice was unmistakable. Stop talking about my son. Then static, the screen went black. The government steps ion the next day. Federal agencies began issuing emergency notices claiming widespread digital interference had been detected across U.S. networks. Major platforms went offline for security maintenance, but insiders leaked that the government wasn't patching systems, they were erasing evidence, because that video, it had embedded itself across millions of devices, not as a file, but as code. Even after deletion, fragments of Jason's words appeared in unrelated files. TikTok captions, even AI-generated text. Every algorithm had absorbed part of his final message. He was everywhere. A Reddit user later discovered that typing CASE7A into Google Docs automatically changed the text color to blue, followed by an invisible hyperlink leading nowhere. When viewed under source code, it revealed a message hidden in the HTML. The child was never sick. The data was Chrisean's RETURN. By now, Chrisean had disappeared entirely. Her phone disconnected, her PR team gone, her last post deleted within minutes. But 3 days later, a new video surfaced on YouTube under the username RockReborn7A. The thumbnail showed her sitting in a dark room. Hoodie pulled over her head. Baby Junior asleep beside her. "They keep saying I'm hiding," she whispered. "I'm not hiding. I'm running." Tears streamed down her face. "I didn't hurt my baby. But something's wrong. Every time he cries, the lights flicker. Every time I say his name, my phone lights up. He's not normal. He's connected." She looked directly into the camera. Jason wasn't lying. They used him. They used me. Then her voice dropped to a whisper so soft it was barely audible. "They told me if I talked, they'd take him." Suddenly, a loud knock echoed in the background. She turned, whispering, "They found us." The screen cut to static dot. Within minutes, the video disappeared from YouTube. Not removed for violation, but wiped. URLs that once led to the clip redirected to a generic YouTube homepage. But people had downloaded it. And when tech experts analyzed the audio, they found something buried under the distortion. A faint mechanical voice repeating over and over. Phase 2 initiated. The unthinkable finale 48 hours later at exactly 3:03 a.m. The world experienced the first synchronized blackout across all streaming platforms. Netflix, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, every single video feed offline. Then, one by one, the screens lit up again. Each device displayed the same 10-second clip. Jason Lee and Chrisean Rock, sitting across from each other in what looked like a white, empty room. Jason spoke first. It was never about the truth. It was about control. Chrisean looked down, clutching Junior in her arms. "They said if we don't comply, they'll erase us." Jason nodded. "You can't erase what's replicated." Then the screen went black. Underneath, a line of text appeared. Case 7, a closed global activation complete. And below it, a string of binary code that analysts later translated to, "The upload has begun. The upload has begun." Aftermath of the next few days, reports poured in of strange digital anomalies. Influencers' faces merging in deepfakes they never made. Phones ringing from disconnected numbers. Entire YouTube channels replicating Jason's final live streams in real time. Even though the originals were deleted, people began calling it the re-upload phenomenon. Everywhere you went online, someone claimed to see Jason's face reflected in their live stream window, or whispering words they never typed. One streamer even went viral claiming her computer started a new recording session by itself, labeling the file 7a_continues.mp4. It was uploaded automatically when they opened it. It showed nothing but a heartbeat monitor, and at the bottom of the screen, the name of the patient, J.R. Rock. The heartbeat beeped once, twice, then a voice whispered, "Welcome to Phase 3. The world had been watching Gossip Down. It was watching itself, because Jason Lee didn't just expose Chrisean Rock, he exposed the system that turned her into content. And at 3:03 a.m. every night since, the uploads continue, silent, invisible, unstoppable. People think it's over. But if you're reading this, your device is already syncing, and now here we are, standing at the edge of everything Jason Lee tried to warn us about. What began as messy celebrity gossip turned into something monstrous, a cover-up. A system, a machine built to feed on our outrage and sell it back to us. But the question haunting every viewer tonight isn't what happened to Chrisean, or where's Jason? It's something far scarier. What if this entire scandal was never about them at all? What if every post, every comment, every share you made was part of their experiment, testing how much chaos a single leaked file could cause before the truth got buried again? Jason said it himself, the truth has a heartbeat. And now you can almost feel it pulsing in your feed, syncing across your notifications, waiting for you to click one more time. Because every time you replay, repost, or argue about this story, the algorithm learns. So here's your challenge. Don't scroll past this. Drop your theories in the comments. Do you think Jason's still alive? Or was that final 303 transmission the start of something bigger? Was Case 7A just an urban legend? Or proof that the entertainment industry's deepest secrets are running right through your devices right now? Be honest. Be loud. Because the one thing the system fears more than exposure is discussion. And if you think this is over, it's not. There are whispers of a Phase 3 already underway. And it's targeting the people who watched this story unfold in real time. That means you, so hit subscribe. Turn on notifications and stay awake for the next upload. Because when the clock hits 3:03 a.m., you'll either be part of the story, or you'll be the next file in it. And remember Jason's final words. They can delete the truth, but not before it downloads.